2023 is over. But if you are a competitive exam aspirant, this feeling that just another year has gone by, पता नहीं मैंने ढंग से मेहनत करी या नहीं, I don't know whether the year was good enough for me or not, is very normal. In this video, we're going to talk about how to review the year gone by. Did you have a successful year or not? Did you do well in this year or not? And this we will do through some tough questions. We will also in this video finalize how to look ahead towards 2024. Before 2024 starts, we need to have a measure of what all we need to do to make our 2024 successful. Hello and welcome to Clarity for UPSC. I'm Dr. Shivin. देखो, the nature of competitive exams is such that the exam cycle is long and there is lack of tracking of progress. Year after year passes by, month after month passes by, and we don't know whether we're doing right or wrong. And particularly at the end of the year, the feeling becomes acute that we are just wasting and whiling away our time. That is why I'm making this video. In this video, we will talk about the last 12 months. How do we review it? What are the parameters? Did you do well or did you not? What good did you do? What can you learn from? How do you track that? इसके बारे में हम बात करेंगे. And the next 12 months, what do we finalize for 2024? How do we make our plans? All of that will be discussed in this video. So let's start with 2023, the last 12 months, the review. So there are mainly two things that we need to look at: the progress that we have made and the learnings that we can have. Now, this progress can be in terms of milestones and growth, and learnings. I'm not talking about failures, I'm talking about learnings, things that give us scope to improve. So let's look at this. In the last 12 months, let's talk about milestones. अब when you are looking at your year in review, you are looking at आपने पिछले 12 महीने में what milestones you have achieved. This can be in terms of your exam or your career. For example, you have started a new job, you have cleared one stage of the exam, or you've cleared a complete exam. That is one milestone. That is something you can look back on, and you need to look at it in positive light. You also need to look at personal milestones. It could be a wedding in your family, a relationship that you've gotten into, a good friendship that you've gotten into. These are also milestones that you have achieved this year. And you need to pat yourself on the back for every milestone, be it a career-based milestone or a personal milestone. Then let's talk about our growth. Our growth is not only in terms of our milestones, but also in terms of our character and our personality. For example, how many hours of study could you give on 1st January 2023, and how many hours can you study on 31st December? Whatever growth has happened, this is something you need to applaud yourself for, because this is something you have improved upon. How has your focus increased? How have you learned to analyze information better? In growth, you can also talk about how healthy you are, whether you've had a good diet, whether you've meditated, whether you've written a journal or something. All of this is part of growth. Now, when you're tracking your progress, you look at these things. Take a minute, pause, and look back at the year. Look back at the milestones you've had, and look back at the growth that you've had. Second thing, let's look at the learnings. Now, learnings are not failures, but learnings are things that will give us opportunities to improve. And here, especially if you are a UPSC aspirant, I want to ask you some tough questions. Firstly, did you work your hardest throughout the year? Were there days that you wasted? When you were working hard, did you stick to the syllabus, the previous year questions, and the strategy that you had? When you were wasting days, did you account for them? Did you work harder on the next day? Did you deal with failure constructively? When you must have faced failure at some point or other, everybody does. But did you deal with it constructively? Were you humble when you got success? And were you kind? Were you kind with your friends, your family, even with your competitors? take a minute, pause this video, and think about these questions. Did you work hard? Did you waste your days? How did you deal with failure and success? And how kind were you? Now, especially if we come to the UPSC domain, there are other tough questions. How many answers did you write? How many essays did you write? How many MCQ tests of CSAT and GS did you give this year? Which mains exclusive subjects like society, general, let's say internal security, governance, ethics, how many mains exclusive subjects did you cover? What is your progress in the optional subject? मैंने जान के ये questions क्यों लिखे हैं? Because if I would have asked about polity or modern history or economy, these are things everybody studies. But these are what separate the wheat from the chaff. So take a minute, pause the video, and ask yourself these questions. And now when you have asked yourself these questions and these questions, you need to come to the learnings. Of course, not every answer is going to be favorable. It's possible that not even a single answer is favorable to you. But this needs to be your learning going forward into 2024. If you have made these mistakes in 2023, if at the end of 2023, let's say you have written 0 answers, then at the end of 2024, that cannot be the case. If in the 2023 you have done no mains exclusive subjects, then end of 2024, this cannot be your answer. So these learnings were tough questions so that when you are planning ahead for 2024, you incorporate these things, and especially these things in the year ahead. You need to say that at the end of 2024, I will make my year, or I will call my year successful only if I have written, let's say, 200 answers, only if I have written 5 essays, only if I have given 20 tests, if I have covered the mains exclusive subjects and I have covered my optional. Because ये चीज़ें हम ignore करते हैं. To make this, the learning that you get from 2023, make this your target for 2024. Now, 2024 is coming. In the next 12 months, आज ही, if you are watching this on 31st December, today itself, define the measures of success. Measures of success. कि क्या success के क्या measures हैं? What will it be that will happen for you to call 2024 a successful year? What are your targets of personal growth? What are your targets with family and friends? And where will you make daily improvements? Now, especially if you are a 2024 aspirant, I would recommend 4 things. Firstly, when you are talking about measures of success, आप ऐसा क्या करोगे जिससे आप मानोगे कि मेरा year successful हो गया? Do not think about the result, but think about the effort that you will make. Because ये आपके हाथ में नहीं है. Let's say you say that in 2024, I will call it successful only if I clear the mains. Now, this is not a good idea, because it's possible that even after doing everything right, you just have bad luck. उस साल आपका optional का score अच्छा नहीं है. आपके optional की scaling down हो गई है और आपको अच्छा score नहीं मिलता है. Not because of the lack of your effort, but just because that is the examination system. In that case, you will not call your year unsuccessful. What you need to target is effort. For example, your target can be that in 2024, I will ensure that every week I study more than 50 hours and I will track this. If every week, दिल पे हाथ रख के सच बोल के अगर मैं रोज 50 hours, हर week में 50 hours से ज़्यादा पढ़ पाता हूँ, I will call it a successful year. Then, target of personal growth. If you are a UPSC aspirant, this is the thing we ignore most. Focus on your health and diet. Even for me, for at least the personal growth part, this is the target. I want to focus on my health and diet. For your family and friends, learning to say no while maintaining the relations as they are with family and friends, this can be a target. Family and friends का target ये नहीं होना चाहिए that I will spend more time with them, because if you are a UPSC aspirant, you'll probably not get the time to spend with them. आपको शायद नहीं मिलेगा time अपने family और friends के साथ. But you have to learn to say no while maintaining the relations as they are. And the daily improvements that you do have to be in terms of effort, have to be in terms of waking up on time, have to be in terms of spending your time more effectively, have to be in terms of wasting less amount of days and wasting less amount of time let's say, on your phone. For example, one daily improvement I would like to do this year is to waste less time on YouTube, which I do, especially after I've been selected. मैंने बहुत time YouTube पे waste किया है. This is something I would like to change for myself in the next year. Now, at the end of this video, I'm going to talk about my year in review. But before we do this, I have a small request. My request is that आपने इस वीडियो की सारी बातें देख ली, right? When we're talking about 2023, I'm talking about the good things in terms of let's say the milestones and the growth. And I'm sure if you are watching this video seriously, you paused and you looked at what you did. We are also talking about the learnings that you had on the basis of the questions that were shown on screen. हमने 2024 की भी बात कर ली कि what will be our measures of success and what will be our plan ahead. Let us start this as a movement. It is a humble request to you. Please pause the video. In the comments, write about 2023 and write about 2024. सबको कुछ ना कुछ यहाँ पर बुरा लगा होगा, सबने कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा नहीं किया होगा, सबने कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा भी किया होगा, और सबका कुछ ना कुछ एक पॉजिटिव प्लान होगा. I want that the comments are filled with this. The plans for 2024 and the learnings from 2023, ताकि सब लोग देखें and it becomes a positive movement. So take a minute, pause this video and write in the comments what you learned from 2023 and what you want to implement in 2024. Now, since I'm asking you to write about your year in review, I want to also talk about my year 2023 in review. Firstly, the good things, the milestones and the growth. Of course, the first one here is YouTube, where I got a silver button. Again, because of the love and support I get here. And that is probably my proudest moment of this year. Of course, there is the result. Another great thing was the courses that I did, both for prelims and mains. It was something that I have wanted to do maybe all my life, which is to teach. And I got that opportunity to teach students and also to get amazing reviews. I mean, abhi jab main DAF sessions le raha tha, I realized that more than 150 of people who have like studied from me are giving the interview, and I've spoken to them personally, and all of them have given very positive reviews about my courses. So again, something that I'm very, very happy about. And the last but definitely not the least is the people I have met in Labasna. Probably I have made friends which are going to last me a lifetime, and probably the best people I have met. But there were things that were not so good. I definitely could be more kind and tolerant. My behavior probably has not been the best, especially in my personal relationships. I have wasted and whiled away time on things which I did not want to waste and while away time on. I have scrolled on YouTube and Instagram mindlessly for hours. I have spent time on Netflix. I have spent time gaming, which to an extent is fine, but I think I've done it beyond what is acceptable. So this is something I need to control. Also, something I need to learn is to sleep on time. For example, I'm recording this video at 2:40 a.m., which is not something that I would want to carry into 2024. I definitely need to eat a better diet and go to the gym. Although I have slimmed down in Labasna, but I still think I can be much more fit than what I am right now. And I need to focus on my health. And lastly, I would like to get to everyone. A lot of times there are messages that I get, especially with regards to mental health. There are mails that I get that I cannot answer. And it's not always because I don't have time. Of course, बहुत सारे calls और messages होते हैं, बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं मुझे respond करने के लिए. But if I am more organized, so I can get to everyone, and I can probably upload more videos also. So I would maybe write here that I want to be more organized. Well, on and all, and I would like to thank you for this as well. If you're watching this, if you've been with me, 2023 has been one of the best years in my life. And I would, of course, my family and the people around me are responsible for that more than I am. But again, there are things that I need to improve, and I hope in 2024 I can carry the learnings from here. Now, as far as the targets are concerned, I've already spoken about the health and diet. I have to make some decisions about my career going ahead. I do have some dilemmas that I need to answer. इसके बारे में भी मैं बात करूंगा कभी ना कभी, especially when I've made the decisions, तब तो मैं आपको बताऊंगा ही. So first thing which is a measure of success for me in 2024 is to make the decision about my career going forward, and probably that is the most important thing for me. Then there is of course health and diet, which I need to focus on. I need to start eating more healthy. I need to exercise more, and I need to sleep on time. I also want to be more organized. I would want to say at the end of 2024 that I am more organized. I have a cleaner room. I have a better schedule than I was than I had in 2023. I would like to say that to my friendships and relationships, I am more balanced and I have given more time and dealt with them more effectively. I would also like to say at the end of 2024 that I have carried on the good work on YouTube, and especially reactivated and carried on the good work with regards to mental health. So these are my targets for 2024. I've already told you my learnings and everything that I've done from 2023. And again, it is a request, write this and share this in the comments so that everybody learns, right? Everybody would have some things to share, and when everybody sees एक दूसरे के comments, जो aspirants हैं, जो exams दे रहे हैं, जिन्होंने इस साल का attempt दिया था, when you read, you will feel better, and if you contribute to that, everybody will have a better year ahead, and everybody will be able to look back on their year more constructively. Lastly, I would just like to thank you for being here. I wish you and your family a very happy new year, and I wish that, and I hope that 2024 brings out the best in us. Thank you for being here, and I will be here just as I have been in 2024 as well. For the last time in 2023, signing off, this is Dr. Shivin Chaudhary at Clarity for UPSC. Have a good year ahead.